Hello, welcome to Cerulean Arts Gallery. Tonight we're speaking with Ritva Kangasperko in conjunction with her Cerulean Arts Collective Exhibition, which is on view now through June 29th. Hello, Ritva.
Hello and welcome everyone.
Thanks for being here tonight.
No, it's fun. It's an honor.
So please tell us about your new show.
Okay, so I'm originally from Finland. I'm a full-time. I'm narrative and a figurative painter, and there's now 20. There is now I think 19 paintings, and people always ask where the ideas come from. For example, here I was painting a lady, then I decided that she's dragonfly, and then I've been always interested in bending time and space. So I figured out I'll paint what I think how it might look like. And people very often ask where I get ideas. Sometimes the painting takes over and kind of tells you what to do, and I don't know where all the ideas they just come. But you do have to work, and when you work, then things take over, and you get ideas. This is a painting about Finnish goddess of air from our epic poetry, from our mythology, and she owns the airways and handles the weather in charge of weather. So if we need to blame something, it's her we need to blame. And
Who's she talking to here?
go ahead.
Who's she talking to here?
She is blowing. I think she's creating wind. That's what she's doing. And somebody just happened to be feeling the power of the goddess of air. And this is a funny, interesting painting, because at the end of May, people were talking about that there is a happy face, smiley face in the skies. And I actually painted this 8 months ago, actually last fall, because I wanted to show that when we sleep, the universe is there and it's smiling and looking and protecting us. And the smiley face that was at the end of May was formed by crescent moon and the stars Castor and Pollux. Now, when I painted this, as far as I know, I had no idea that such a thing happens. But I like it because everybody's happily sleeping and the skies are kind of sleeping with you. So there's more positive during the night that perhaps we understand. And as I said, just different ideas get in this painting where the woman is running. It's running to the future. That being often case that we are more living in the future or past instead of present. So, and here is, this lady is dancing on gravitational waves. I'm very fascinated by gravitational waves. This painting I painted a couple of years ago, but last year I was suddenly unhappy with the colors and I repainted the whole thing. So this lady is dancing on gravitational waves. Gravitational waves are important thing, but we probably don't feel them, even though we do.
So you're using oil paint?
Sorry?
You're using oil on
Yeah, all paintings in this exhibition is on oil on linen. That is the configuration I like best. Oil, just a regular oil paints and just a regular old-fashioned painting by the easel. I don't use any digital tools because I think that then you lose the immediacy. It's not looking so organic, and if there are some errors, so be it. I think it's more right, but that's just me. I have a very traditional practice, a very traditional process.
And you've done a lot of figure study at the Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts, correct?
Last 16 years, I go there as much as I can to draw, because that's important. Even though these look like, okay, what did she do? here is the thing about this is called space flower, because I'm imagining and I'm hoping that universe is full of flowers, that it's not just here on Earth. That's what I'm hoping. Again, that the things, it's a process when you paint. The painting tells you what to do. From somewhere, you just go and take it to some direction. Okay, this yellow bird thing is again just came from somewhere, and during the painting process, the thought that was going in my mind was that be what you want to be. If you want to be a yellow bird, be a yellow bird. So it's kind of be you, be who you were supposed to be. It's surprisingly simple. I normally don't do this simple, but it's just somehow it worked in my eyes. So that's how I let it be.
So are you working mostly intuitively?
Yes, totally. Well, I should say also that I sketch a lot. I do sketchbooks. I have lots of sketchbooks, and there I sometimes have an idea that I start to paint, but it normally changes quite a bit. This painting is about when we dream. It's about how enormously interesting things happen when in our dreams. This painting started that I did have a model short time, but there were issues, and I just came home and I kind of redid most of it. So most of it was intuitive, but it was originally started with a real model.
So sometimes you patch in your figure studies into
exactly that. That's exactly, you said it exactly right. That's what I do. Sometimes I have a model, maybe just 20 minutes, and then I go and then I start to do my own things, and that was the case here. Little bit more than 20 minutes, but and I just think that the dreaming, I often paint my dreams. This is not my dream, but I wanted to portray how fascinating and fantastic world our dreams are. And also that there are things happening that we really don't understand. This is my kind of approach to still life, and I wanted to make it my way, and this is what I always kind of think when I see flowers in a vase. I start to think that maybe there's a lots of life also in, like maybe there are fishes and birds and who knows what. Like in this case, there is a sun inside the vase, and two fishes and one which is kind of there but not there, and I like that because and one which is totally outside. It's just, I don't know where it comes from, but that was pleasing to me, and kind of wanted to say a little bit showing that world might not be exactly what we think it is and what we see.
Well, it's a funny juxtaposition to have fish floating around a fishbowl, which implies that it's underwater, but then it looks like a landscape at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, it is outside the vase. It's not in the water. Yeah. And the one is totally out. Okay, the painting. So the painting here is called My Human Friend. This blue bird has a friend, and many people have animals and so on, but this bird has a human. And also I was trying to portray that they have common characteristics, and I was trying to portray it with the hair. So there is a reason why they are friends. So it was called My Human Friend. And like this is obviously just imaginary work. There is no model anywhere when I started to paint. And I am very fascinated by the birds. This painting is called Tea Party High Up on a tree. And it can happen, in my mind, it can happen. You may have birds having a party. Birds' lives, the more we know about it, the more fascinating it is. I totally believe they could have a yellow teapot floating on the air, and that they would have a tea party on a tree branch. Why not? And I'm sure that some of my biologist friends are going to say that these birds would not be on the tree, but in the painting, everything is possible, and the imagination, because they look kind of like a beach type of birds. So
right, like sandpipers or something.
Yeah, so this painting is called Coffee and Donuts, which coffee, important part of human life, and donuts.
In Finland, especially, right?
Yeah, but it's all Nordic countries, but it is also here. It's everywhere. People love to have their cup of coffee. And so this is a celebration of, in this painting, like in many of my paintings, there is that connection between humans and nature, and between birds and us. And this is showing that lady is kind of having with them the coffee party, and since they can fly, they can do all sorts of things. So again, when I was painting this painting, I actually started with a sketch that I had done earlier, but it changed totally. I think it had 3 birds and a human, and this, I don't know how many birds there are, and certainly lots of donuts. And it's kind of like a party atmosphere, hopefully positive atmosphere, joyful, I hope. In my paintings, I often want that there is a joy. I want people to feel like perhaps a little bit uplifted after seeing some of my paintings. And here is a painting very good for this day because we have a solstice and midsummer. So this painting is called Hugging the Sun. And point being, I just came to conclusion that I would like to hug the sun. It's not, didn't seem possible, but then it was possible. And I actually know some people who, when they wake up, they immediately go up and they kind of hug their ear and say something nice to sun. Sun is an important part of our life, and I totally believe you can hug the sun and like that. So this painting is called Sky Woman, and the dress here is sky. This is based on the indigenous stories that I have heard, that the sky woman gave them advice and taught them. So I am not totally familiar with the stories, but what I heard, this is that then came in my mind. And there is also in the corner right now, you can see something called cosmic egg. I don't know what it is. I don't think anybody knows, but those kind of things have been found on Earth, and they have kind of the DNA on them. What they are, who knows? And I don't know. But it is, it's kind of inspired for American indigenous people stories about Sky Woman. And I imagine that she's pretty. This painting here, the birds, the seagulls. This is an interesting story. I was by the ocean. I went there early, kind of 5 o'clock in the morning, when the sun was actually supposed to come up 6. I was there all alone. There were no people, there were no birds, there were just the ocean. And suddenly a couple of seagulls came, check if I have food. Well, I didn't have food. And then, but they realized it, but they called all their friends. So suddenly there was this large amount of birds in front of me. And it suddenly dawned to me that actually this one bird is posing. So I took my sketchbooks and book and I started to sketch. And when I was done, it kind of knew I was done. And then the other one started to pose. So one by one, if I didn't notice somebody, they would really come close and see me, look at me. So I sketched 15 pages full of seagulls. These are laughing gulls. And it was I am convinced that they wanted to be sketched and painted. Don't ask me why, but I got convinced. And when I was done, there was this little stork sitting next to me on a log where I was sitting and looking at the sketching process. And I feel very grateful about this event.
You had an audience.
Yeah, and they knew, they wanted to be sketched. This is called family. Now, families come in many kind of forms. This is just one form. Sometimes the family is the people in your book club or in your hobby circle or your co-workers. So family is many things, but I just wanted to celebrate summer and family with this configuration. But no means this is the only configuration. And family can be so many things, so many configurations, but it was kind of my celebration of family. And all the flowers. Okay, here we have the alien. Once a year, I have to paint an alien painting, and this has a lovely story. In northern Finland, there are often lights or spheres or UAPs or UFOs. Who knows what they are? Maybe it's swamp gas. Nobody knows. But there is always these people saying that they're UFOs. Long, already when I was a little girl. So a TV reporter went to the very remote area in Finland and asked somebody who was living there very remotely, and asked the TV reporter, what would you do if suddenly there would be an alien here? And the man was very thoughtful and said, well, I would certainly serve coffee to an alien. And so I thought it was so fantastic. And I painted this, and I have to say I was smiling when I was painting, and I was particularly, there they are drinking coffee. And notice how happy the alien is happy. Hey, this human is giving me coffee, gingerbread cookies, and cake. And I also loved designing the antenna for it because, I don't know how aliens look, but that gives an artistic freedom to design it. And of course, his vehicle is there, and notice also his feet has eyes and mouth, so they trying to communicate with the legs of the chair. So it's just one of those really fun paintings, and certainly the idea came when I heard that that this happened for the TV reporter. But after I painted it, I actually started to think that this guy was very open and friendly, and served whoever has thought that you should serve coffee and cake to the alien. So it kind of, I like the idea of being that friendly. This painting is actually, this instrument is called helicon bass. And helicon bass, that's how it looks, but I love instruments. Their instruments have such a craftsmanship. They incredible innovations. They are beautiful. They are well done. And this painting is called Who, and there are obvious reasons. And so this, I got the picture from my co-worker, but it was a little unclear. So I told him it gives me artistic freedom to do whatever I want. And so So I really like painting instruments. I think they are really beautiful. And then I'm not the only one who thinks they are beautiful. And the two owls there, and one owl is apparently woke up because of the sounds and might not be totally happy yet.
Get puffed out.
Woke up because the music started. Well, what a great way to wake up. Yeah, it's yeah, I've been painting every now and then. I do these instrument paintings because the how they are. And I hope that people come and see the paintings, people who are in the Philadelphia area. It's always totally different to see the paintings in person than in photos. So I hope you come and see. And so it's I had fun painting these. For me, the thing is, I want to have fun when I paint. I want to be thinking positive thoughts and let the imagination take over and go wherever it wants to go. And I need to be myself, kind of feeling happy when I see the paintings. I think I have painted one negative painting, and that was it.
Well, it's a wonderful show, Ritva.
Thank you so much, and I really welcome people, and people. I hope that the viewers understand that there are 7 concurrent exhibitions at Cerulean, and so it really is inspiring and uplifting to see. It's you are kind of like, somebody told me who visited you, said it's like stepping into a magical world, and I hope you see it that way. And I really like how the paintings are installed. It's really nice.
Well, thank you. And the show is up through June the 29th, and we hope people come down to see it. Everything's also available on our website, ceruleanarts.com. So, Ritva, thanks so much for being here and have a great night.
Hey, thank you so much, and welcome everyone.